What did you just say to our guest?
We change our name to Bushy.
Quick smile. I apologize for him.
That's fine.
That's why I don't usually take him on the street. Social media influencers, folks, they have their following. They help the brand owners market products to potential customers. Well, in today's economy, influencers include content creators, celebrities, streamers, idols from different backgrounds. Idols. Don't like that word. Anyway, so how much are they making, especially in our context? Joining us this morning, digital marketer and content creator, Lori Ann Cooper. Good morning.
Good
Lady
morning.
with a nice hair. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. You know, one time we talk about this, I started telling my daughter, just dream big, because in today's economy and dispensation, you can be anything you want to be and live well off of it. This is an example.
Definitely.
Tell me a little bit about this space in Jamaica. Are we eking it out as a money-making space?
Actually, yes. Jamaica has really had started to produce a lot of these creators who are now dominating the digital space. For example, Instagram and TikTok. There are some of the top creators are actually Jamaican, such as Quiet Perry, the Tananyas, the Swisley. Like, all these individuals are now dominating the space, and they're from our very own little island.
And when you say dominating the space now, Laura, you mean across regions, across demographics, or are you talking about are we being Jamaica-centric?
Yes and no, because there are creators who they are at different awards. They receive awards for their growth within the TikTok space. TikTok gives out these awards to, highlight that you're doing well, you're growing your market and all these things. Or YouTube, right? Definitely, they always get their plaques for, unlocking different levels of subscriptions and all that kind of thing. So, yes, they're really doing well.
Sim said content creator. You are a content creator.
A very small one.
What you create?
I am a marketer first.
What you create?
Just different type of things. I create mostly short form reels. So I do a lot of live coverage for various brands. And then for the certain type of content that people are gravitating to now, short form content. So you find that their attention span is getting a bit shorter than it was before. So if you don't grab them within a first few seconds, you lose them.
Gone.
So, yeah.
All right. How do you earn from this? No, not you personally, but
creators in general.
How do you earn?
So they have created various avenues through the different social medias for you to earn. You can get paid per post. So each video you post, if it's an agreement between you and a brand, you can get earnings from that. Or for example, on TikTok, there's a TikTok Creators Fund where it's like a overtime generation, and then you can cash out depending on the period. So you get paid per view, per engagement. So it's paid with your following, your views, and then it generates a fund that you can cash out. Or brands pay you to post videos or to create a form of content and send to them, and then they pay you for it.
Explain that a little bit more. When you say a brand will pay you, explain that a little bit more.
Sure. So
Simone own Sim's shoes.
Yes.
And me I do something for Sim's shoes. What happened?
Right. So
Sim's Soul.
Sim's Soul.
She's correct. You get it right. Sim's Soul Shoes.
So Ellie. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So you find that nowadays there's traditional marketing where the brands are the ones responsible for doing their own creation of those ads that you see on TV. Nowadays, you find that persons relate more to real people, so to speak. So these are the creators that you see every day. You relate to them. They have something about them that pulls you in. So brands notice this, and they've created a community. And it's that community that they want to tap into, because that's their market that they want to target. So then I see you now, and for Sim's Soul Shoes, she notices that you're a shoe fanatic. And you created a community of persons who like shoes as well. So she's like, instead of me creating an ad that may seem genuine, because it's my brand, obviously I'm going to position my product to look good. But if I see somebody that's a real person to me, that I watch you every day, I can relate to you, sell these shoes, I'm going to be more inclined to want to make a purchase. So then I pay you, I make a deal, I'll be like, hey, if you make a video for me trying on my shoes, you're wearing my shoes, or you speak about my shoes, I'll pay you X amount of money. So it's either I request certain amount of videos, or I tell you to speak about my shoes with a certain time frame, for example, in a YouTube video, for example.
Okay.
Did I tell you I was starting a shoe line?
No.
Did you just say that off the top of your head? That's confirmation from God. Thank you.
Look at that.
Appreciate that.
I know you not understand that you don't need nobody else in your life but me.
No, but it's a real thing. And so, like, even now when I post videos about something else, people are like, where did you get those shoes?
Right.
So that's usually a tell. But you're a marketer first and a content creator second. The two are usually very helpful for each
Yes.
other. So I'm sure that helps you a lot.
It does.
But also, it cannot, because what people want right now is not even marketing content. They want organic. They want.
Yep.
Sometimes I look at the things that go viral and I'm like, what? So now it's really more about being your true, authentic, bare self.
Yeah. And that's especially because no more persons are seeing the opportunity where they can earn. So a lot more persons are going into the social media space. So you, as an individual, is your selling point. So for a brand, it's the quality of their product or the quality of their service. But in the social media space, it's the quality of you.
Right.
So persons buy into you. They won't buy into others.
And you earn more depending on how many followers you have?
It depends on how many followers you get. It depends on your engagement.
And who would decide how much you earn? Is me go to them and say, all right, I went post up, now you have to give me 10,000, or you come to me and say, post up and I get 10,000?
Right, so that's the beauty of social media, why a lot of persons are now gravitating to it. You set your rates. So then that's where the negotiation, there can be negotiation depending on, what the possibility of the situation is. But just like how you enter an organization and there's a salary, there's no salary in social media. I, as a creator, based on my community, my following, my engagement, I determine this is my worth. This is what you would have to pay me in order to get this amount of content, because you are tapping into my community, and this is what it costs to get into that.
That's right. And the interesting thing about this is the engagement factor.
Yeah.
Because you can have somebody who has 200,000 followers and the engagement is not high, and a brand opts to go with somebody who has a quarter of the followers, but they have high engagement.
For sure.
I do understand that.
Yes, the numbers is very funny when it comes to social media. It's never face value as you see it. Because there could be somebody with 1 million followers and, as she said, has low engagement.
I don't
Interaction.
understand that.
No, they're not engaging. Yes, Laura.
Right.
Really sorry.
So likes is different from views, different from shares. So those are different levels of engagement. So for example, you might see a post and you just see 2,000 likes. That seems very low, right? But if you tap it and you see the analytics because Instagram, there are various tools within these social medias that kind of show you how much engagement your post is getting, right? So you see 2,000 likes, you'd be like, there's not really much going on there. But if you go in the analytics and you look at accounts reached, or you look at views or plays on a video. Shares, you can be clocking 1 million views, which means that 1 million accounts have been engaged and see that content. So brands will want to see that, and they're not necessarily looking at only the likes. They just want to know that you post this content and it's having that reach to all that people.
Wow.
One fell swoop. I mean, there are people in the States, I read of young children making 20 and 30 million US dollars a year off of social media.
Just content.
And you see a world here in Jamaica where people can live off this thing. Well, they are doing it.
They are. They're
doing
figuring it out slowly but surely.
Yeah.
How the companies, because I'm not certain, and I'm asking this as a novice here, forgive my ignorance, but how the companies would know, say, Simone have this great thing going on social media. Is there a suggestion that the chief executive officer of a company or somebody in the company tell him, say, make we use Simone, make we use Neville, make we use L'Oreal? How it go?
It's this wonderful thing we call the algorithm. So social medias operate on an algorithm, which is how you interact with different things. Then the social media reads it and it starts to push you out into the feed of others. So what you see when you scroll through on Instagram and TikTok, that's your feed. And your feed is based on the type of content and things that you interact with. So it could be a word that you searched or one video that you watched. It starts to say, okay, you gravitate to this type of content, let me start to put that in your feed to see if that's what you want. And then also it picks up persons with high engagement. So the higher your engagement, the more it pushes out your video into the feed of others and they see it. So it's somewhat of like a radar. So if somebody is kicking off, for example, and this thing is going viral, it just takes persons sharing it, and the more you share, the more engagement it generates. The more engagement it generates, the more the algorithm just keeps pushing it out constantly into the feed of other people.
I want to be an influencer.
You are an influencer. I told you you waited too long to harness this thing, but there's time.
Yeah, but
You're
I
making
can't
up for lost
influence
time.
you into doing the things
No,
that I want.
no. Social media, we're talking about two different things. By the way, there's a post that Joe did. When did we eat the bun on the string? When was that?
Can't remember.
There was something to smile about challenge that we did where they put spice bun on the end of a string and tied our hands, and we had to eat the bun without the help of our hands. That post is at about 3 million views now in Instagram. That's the size of Jamaica
So how
plus.
me no get no money for that? Hello?
Hello, who are you talking to?
Me and whoever have money out there, please. So if I get $1 per, what you call it, view, it's $3 million that we can go more than loving the garden. My sister, thanks for coming. Good work.
Where do we find you on social there, Lori?
So you will find me on social media at LoriZidity_.
LoriZidity.
Yes.
Think you're at it up. Because say you think you're at it up. LoriZidity,
Right.
a.k.a. Bushy.
Don't do
Or
that.
you'll find me as the marketing coordinator for Campus Elite or the digital strategist for Get East Academic Services.
Okay, Valerie.
Enough things in the
Good morning,
system.
Valerie.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job, lady.
Digital marketer, content creator, Lorianne Cooper. Coming up next. We know there's something to smile about
I
already.
thought I was thinking to myself, but every week
Then we
we
not
have
smile
the
for a morning.
same. We have been, we laughed.
Hold on. We're going to give them a slow
Ready?
smile. Lori, you're not listening. Lori, that's too quick. You ready?
So, well, we have to go fast smile first.
Fast smile. No,
Quick
fast
smile, quick
Yeah,
smile.
ready? Slow one.
Slow
now.
smile. Medium smile.
Hey, we have Lori a laugh after me. Lori, think we are eating.